Just a short time ago, I published the video on how to set up and start using Hapstone RS Pro. Without dwelling too much on the cool carrying case, I showed how to install the precision adjustment mast and started setting up this convex grind unit. Why did I need a convex grind? Because while testing Spyderco button-up HCR 13MOV blade, I chipped the edge. There could be half a dozen of reasons why the edge would chip, but your first line of defense is changing the grind angle on your apex. And so today I'm putting on my jeweler's binoculars and starting actually reshaping the edge geometry. And the reason I'm wearing the binoculars, sometimes you want to get really close to the edge without breaking out a microscope. To remove this nasty chip quickly, I'm starting with 150 grit. And importantly, because I suspect that the edge chipped because it was overheated during sharpening at the factory, I want to remove all that metal, get rid of all the bad steel, and start my new bevel from the clean sheet of music. And that is also why I set the sharpening angle to the most obtuse that this device would give me. It's at like 34 degrees. You know, this plate is chewing up HCR 13MOV so quickly that I had to stop and see if I'm damaging the plate. Nothing obvious, it's actually just getting burnished a little bit. It takes very little to eat all that bad steel off the blade. The burr has formed and the chip is almost gone, so I'm gonna flip the knife over. You probably can't see the chip on the screen, but I can still see it because I'm wearing those binos. And as usual, all the links to my tools and gear are in the description for this video. I'd like to mention how much I enjoy using this rotary head because the centering device or fixator is a roller bearing that basically allows me to flip it easily and fixes it in the exact same position no matter what side of the blade I'm on. The delta is less than 0.05 of a degree. In less than 3 minutes since I started, I am ready to start shaping the new edge. That's where I set 0 on my Hapstone RS, and the reason I do it there I explained in one of the previous videos. And now I am going to clean the surface just to make sure my 0 is spot on, and then place it on the magnetic plate on top of the plate holder. In the last video I explained that the adjustment system is not actually a screw, it's a encapsulated worm gear. And somebody asked me if it requires locking after the angle is set, and the answer is not at all. Anyone who ran a metal cutting lathe knows that once you stop the tool head that also runs on encapsulated worm gear, it stays there as you cut metal. So definitely not a problem. By the way, I switched from 150 to 220 grit now that I'm ready to form my actual secondary bevel, or what most people call the edge. The plate still sits at the 0, so it's like using a regular plate holder. So basically I'm setting my 21-degree angle at the first pass so that the convexity will extend down to approximately 25 degrees at the apex. 25 degrees? Are you nuts? CBRX, it's like an axe. I am not nuts. Did you see the chip that the 17-degree angle produced? I'm gonna add to it for sure. At 59 HRC that I measured earlier on this blade, it has no chance against 150 media CBN plate. And the burr formed almost magically. That's how fast it was. Now I'm switching to a finer grit plate. Just so we're all on the same page, I am not going for a fancy mirror polished edge here because it's a $75 hard-working knife. Not to mention that the basic CBN set jumps from 150 to 500. There is no mirror polishing at that kind of a gap. The important thing to note is I switched to 220 grit because if I continued at 150, it would chew up whatever left of that blade in minutes. This is my first experience with CBN plates, and I am floored by how fast this media removes steel. So here I'm still at the 0 and I'm cleaning up what the 150 grit left behind. And here is my last chance to properly form the tip. That's why I'm going into monodirectional stroke with my arm perpendicular to the clamp holding bracket. And I have a thorough explanation of why is it important in my other videos not related to Hapstone. I have to tell you, this is my first time using CBN plates and it's like running a bulldozer over a sand on the beach. I don't know why it is, but it's happening fast, so there's a risk of overshooting the center of the apex. Be careful and mind that burr. As soon as it forms, switch to the opposite side. Did I mention how much I like this rotary head mechanism here? So what I just did was knocking off burr on the side where it was hanging. And now I'm ready to change the angle on our little convex device. And I'm just going to the next angle, which is 2.3 degrees. And so theoretically, it will start removing the metal from the apex back toward the spine. And I really don't want to go for very long. That's why I'm marking to see what I'm doing. Because if I remove too much metal, it'll just blend right back into the primary bevel. But really, you need to be very careful not to remove metal all the way to the back of a secondary bevel. So only few passes lead me to actually changing the angle now to 4.6 degrees. If you're sharpening as you're watching this video, my bad, I switched to 500 grit, which was the next step. And to me, it's kind of a wide step there. What you basically end up with is 3 distinct bevels and hope that stropping will blend them better together. And lastly, I switched the plate to 1000 just to do the final pass at the very apex. By the way, remember the little bushing that I didn't know what to do with in the first video? I figured out what it's for. If you're using this convex grind block, you need it because it's a little shorter than a regular block, and so that bushing gives you more tension. As it is, I'm struggling a little bit with the retention because I didn't put it on. I figured it out after I finished sharpening. And now I'm ready for stropping. Here's the stropping plate that they sent me. And it's pretty fine leather. I would actually go a little smoother than the grain they provided, but I would call it medium grain. It's not super rough, but I actually strop predominantly on the shiny side of leather. Maybe they think it retains their emulsions better. And speaking of emulsions, they provided 6 micron emulsion with the set, and I have more, but today I'm only planning to use this one. The others are finer than 6 micron. I think the finest one they supplied me with was half a micron or 0.3 micron, somewhere in the microscopic range. And it's a dispenser, like a spray bottle style. And see, that leather absorbs it way too fast for my taste. But I am not an expert in emulsions. That's the first time I'm using the emulsions. I used paste before in all my sharpening videos. So we'll see how it does. Thinking back, I should have used rouge of some sort first, but that carries penalty in the apex sharpness because rouge is way too aggressive and it tends to round off the apex. So here we are. I am pulling the strop away from the edge so that I don't cut into the leather. Every time I do a video on stropping, I say rule number 1 in stropping is there are no rules in stropping. And I always get this comment, pulling the strop away from the edge is the rule, which is correct, but it's not really a rule, it's a law of nature. if you push it in, it'll just cut right through it, because after all, knives are primarily designed to cut leather or skin. And I am done. This is what the edge looks like with the naked eye, and I will show it to you under the microscope in a minute. And let me tell you, you can see a lot more under the microscope than with the naked eye. You can see a lot of striations or scratching, which doesn't affect the fact that the apex is near perfect. I mean, look at this disappearing apex line when I rotate the knife toward the lens. If you are a subscriber, you already know what's coming next. And if you're not, why aren't you? Please subscribe to my channel and hit like or hype this video while you're at it. So this is a harder test than it looks like if you're new to the channel. I always challenge my viewers to grab a piece of paper towel and hang it in the air without any tension on the sheet itself, and then try to cut it with the blade you just sharpened. This is great, but did putting convex edge help with chipping problem? Let's find out next. Here's my tried and tested buckhorn. And I'm just giving it a few whacks just to see if I can generate some chipping on the blade. I can definitely state that whatever is magical about convex grind, it definitely works. And so I'll let you, my viewers, be the judge. Did it work out? Do you think it's a good device to have in your arsenal? Let me know in the comments. In the next video, I will use premium CBN plates they provided to put a much nicer looking edge on this knife.